What's up, y'all? Welcome to Conversation Piece with Patrick Armstrong. I am the titular Patrick, and this is a show where we talk about the missing pieces of the conversations we're already having. Shout out to our returning listeners, and a high five and hello to everybody joining us for the very first time. I appreciate y'all being here in 2024, the year of the nap. My guest today is the founder and CEO of Newfangled Confections, a candy company that is contemporary return to blast from the past candies with a dash of love and nostalgia, including Carrie's very own Friddle, and has grown from a small batch to big box since its inception. She is also a mom, a partner, and a fellow adoptee. It is my honor and privilege to welcome Carrie Abbott to the show. Carrie, thank you.
Thank you, Patrick.
Thank you for being here with me. Yeah.
Great introduction.
I appreciate it.
Very sweet.
I try to do well on the introductions. I honestly don't know if that's going to sound good because I felt like I was reading it and I was like, am I reading this correctly? But I did, I think.
Yeah.
Did I do a good job?
You read correctly and you were reading.
I was reading. That's always good.
And I think it came out very naturally. I'll put that on my scorecard.
Oh my gosh.
Good job.
Thank you. I appreciate when my guests keep scores of how I do because I always want to know at the end if I did a good job because I can never tell. For folks that don't know, Carrie and I know each other through the adoptee community here. That's when we first connected. But
about a year ago.
About a year ago. And hilariously, I started working about a year ago at Tomorrow Bookstore on Mass Ave. And Carrie and I met, and she's like, oh yeah, I'm the owner of... Actually, just kidding. We very first met in Chicago.
That's right.
At the conference, Korean American Adoptee and Adopted Family Network
Side
conference.
note, my husband calls that the con.
The con? I like that. We should do a con documentary and watch it at Can.
Absolutely. Oh, gosh.
I completely forgot
That's
about
right.
that.
I remember like it was yesterday.
Okay, can you just give us a quick origin story of that? I remembering now,
Yeah.
but I want to hear from your perspective.
Yeah, so we went to that picnic. There's an adult adoptee only kind of a welcome. People are coming in from out of town, out of state. We were in line next to each other, and you with your vivacious, how are you? Tell me your life story while we're standing here, and just quickly mentioned best chocolate in town, Indianapolis, Indiana. I mean, that's like when we very first knew that we were both from Indiana.
Yeah.
Or live in Indiana. And then just the neighborhood, the business, all that. It was really cool.
Yeah.
And then since then, I actually can't avoid you, even if I want to. Like literally, I run into you all over the city.
We really do. The latest being walking out of the mall at Keystone. I'm like, seeing a person just putting boxes of stuff on a cart, and I'm like, is that Carrie?
And because I know your listenership will grow outside of Indianapolis and Indiana, if it hasn't already, that's a bougie mall.
Bougie mall.
In Indianapolis. And if you're downtown, that's a very different type of demographic. Downtown is more like cool, hip. You would never go to the bougie mall. So you are outed right now. What were you doing at the bougie mall?
What were we doing at the bougie mall? We had to make some returns at the bougie mall, I believe. This is why we were there.
Sure, that's what they all say.
I wasn't doing anything. I was just pushing the baby. That's my new job.
I love it.
But yes, we do always run into each other, and we always have wonderful conversations.
I agree.
We've had many a good conversation sitting outside the store, I think.
I know, it's so
on
sweet.
the benches. But yeah, it's wonderful to have you here on the show to be able to have this conversation.
Yeah.
And for anybody who's listening or watching who doesn't know who you are, do you mind sharing just a little bit more about yourself?
I'm a believer. I'm a candy maker by trade. I love hospitality. Just anything baking, pastry, tourism, travel and tourism. I am a wife and a mother of a 20-year-old. Just freaks me out sometimes. I have a 20-year-old, 17-year-old, love to travel, love to cook, really coming into my Koreanness, just in the last couple of years. And we can talk more about that later if you want. But I think that would be the best way. It's very today to only describe where I live, what I do.
Right.
But I would say, I believe in people so much, and in their just tapping into their creative side and following their passions, helping them follow their passions. And I notice that's kind of a trend. You have a lot of people here who do similar things.
Yeah. The pursuing of passion, I think, is a common theme here. And how you get to that passion, I think, is what brings out the difference in everybody's story. Was candy always something that you were interested in? I think I read, or I think I've heard you tell the story of like Newfangled got started, or maybe Friddle got started because it reminded you of those trips to the store when you were younger.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I mean, there's so many stories behind why we do what we do. So I feel like this one being more audio piece and in front of someone that I love, I would just say that candy, for me, that written story is true. There was a drugstore in Indianapolis called Hooks, and it then got swallowed up by a lot of CVS's. And it was just going with my grandpa. I mean, we all could look at the very first time we encountered something sweet, just like a treat, those kinds of things, and the reasons why we love them. But going with my grandpa was just to like leave the house, like just see what's going on and be along for the ride. We go to Hooks, and I just thought he was like a millionaire. He literally would just say, get anything you want. And I was just like, anything? So at first, I would get the candies that they liked, like Crunch Bar, Bun. Like,
Bun?
What? I know. Such a grandparent thing. And then I'm a child of the 70s and 80s. So I love like chewy, fruity, sour. I mean, Skittles is still top 10. Milk Duds, like just love all that. There used to be a candy called Bonkers. I mean, I could fill an hour just talking about Bonkers. But it was we'll call it a square base rectangle. Okay. So it's like a rectangle.
Yeah.
And then now it would be more similar to High Chew.
Okay.
So, I mean, High Chew, oh my gosh, this whole thing could be about candy.
Most of it might be.
But High Chew is one of the best candies in the world.
I love
right
High
now.
Chew.
And why, right? Premium flavors, the chew just goes on. It's in the name. But there was a candy back in the 70s and 80s called Bonkers. It was very, very similar. And that's kind of what I grew up on. And I love those memories.
Okay.
I mean, what was your first candy that you remember and love?
That's a great question. So the first candy that I can really think of that has both of those is Tootsie Rolls. And because it also connects me to my grandma. I don't know when she gave me one of those, but I must have liked it as a kid. But she would every year for any like holiday would always give me Tootsie Rolls. Even at the point where I was like, like these are maybe not falling out of my top 10. But was always something that she had for me. Like,
right? It's those memories connected
exactly.
to those sort of things.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What was your top candy back then? Was it Bonkers or was it something different?
Well,
and has that carried through?
Yeah,
now?
Bonkers was not readily available. I mean,
exclusive candy.
I don't know. I mean, where did I
Wait, where did you get Bonkers at then?
So I probably rode my 10-speed bike to a local convenience store. I'm not going to say directly that I was raised by wolves, but you kind of get where I'm going here. Early 80s. It was definitely leave the house, come back when it's dark.
Yeah.
And so I remember I would ride my 10-speed to there was some convenience store where there are like multiple C's in it. I'm trying to remember. Village Pantry was huge back then.
Sure.
So I would just, I'd probably get Bonkers there. Definitely Jolly Ranchers.
Oh, yeah.
Was that, I think it was like a Laffy Taffy. Laffy Taffy used to only be available in big bars. So
okay.
It's just like, I remember microwaving. Why was I microwaving Jolly Ranchers? But I was unwrapping them, was microwaving them and Laffy Taffy. This is
together?
I already told you why. No parental.
You were just doing your own thing.
I did my own thing.
You were adulting as a young child.
And it carried through.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't microwave candy anymore, but it's anyway, so I would say still fruity, chewy.
Yeah.
Today, High Chew, I love the Nerds. What are those?
The rope?
Not the rope, the clusters. Oh my gosh. Those are like fantastic.
I don't know if I've had those in a long time. Interesting.
So that passion for those sweets and those connecting memories. I know this is a really fancy candy line. Friddle's a fudge-like brittle, but I loved peanut butter candies.
Yeah.
I loved that peanut brittle. It's not around much anymore, but it just stuck in your teeth and,
Yeah, my mother-in-law, I think, still makes some sort of peanut brittle type situation that I really enjoy.
At Christmas, right?
At Christmas.
Perfect
Because
humidity.
Because there's seasonal candies.
That's right.
There are
perfect humidity. That's why people make.
Okay.
Grandmas make them the best.
We're going to get some candy making lessons here today as
well.
Where in Indianapolis did you grow up?
So I grew up mostly west side and north side.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And is that where you're still at now, or have you moved around a little bit?
Yeah, I live a little bit north side.
Okay.
I spend most of my waking hours downtown.
And when did you decide that like friddle was going to be a thing that you wanted to pursue? Like because I think friddle came first, correct? It wasn't Newfangled Confections.
Friddle was first, 2011.
It was just like, I'm created something and now I need to sell it.
Yeah, this is funny. It's friddle, but I'm pretty serious about business and some liabilities. All business owners, entrepreneurs are like, we carry about a 10% kind of paranoia,
sure.
So I thought, ooh, friddle, okay. Let's trademark the name and idea. I sat on that like 8 or 9 months. I was a caterer at the time, kind of like in-home, high-end catering.
Gotcha.
And I thought, well, I'll just sit on it. Got the name. So I started forcing it in the menu. Like you pay for this and then you get this treat, right?
Were you running your own catering company?
Yeah,
or Okay,
with a business partner. So we started like giving this treat. And that's just business advice. Like I didn't actually give it. Like it was all worked in.
Sure.
And so started handing out this treat as much as I could. And just got proof of concept.
Yeah.
That's like what you would do at a farmer's market. That's valuable input. So I would get input. People just loved it, and I don't know about you, but I'm a big feedback junkie.
Yeah.
I care about what people think about me. Less when I get older. It's not a great trait, but It helps if you are willing to pivot on a product feedback, what people say.
Right.
So tried it out and I thought, you know what? Catering is so hard. It's really tough. And let's do something light and fun and easy and start a candy company. Turns out it's like 10 times harder. But started this just a Friddle Candy, LLC. And later I'd never considered I would do other candies.
Yeah.
So then we started Newfangled Confections. Okay. Newfangled, by the way, when it was presented to me through a marketing team, I love their build-up. It was like a big drum roll. And I just, can you tell me what it means?
Okay.
Now I know.
Yeah.
It's basically objectionally new.
Objectionally new.
Right. So you picture like your grandparent, and there's like some new apartment complex built onto something. And they're standing there and kind of like wondering like, well, what was wrong with the old building?
Sure.
What was wrong with the old peanut brittle? But I love it.
Yeah.
I like it. I kind of embrace. It is kind of like an upscale grandma candy. Reminds us of things that we grew up on. There's really no new recipes, if you will, but just different, combinations of ingredients and packaging. So Newfangled Confections is the parent brand. Friddle is a signature candy that we make that we, the goal was to take it the goal was to take it national, which we did. And then we have acquired 2 smaller companies, the best chocolate in town, that have retail stores where I've seen you.
Mm-hmm.
And then a brand called Fudge in a Cup.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I have to do a backup.
Yeah.
Because I want to know so obviously your love of sweets, and this connection to memory was your initial kind of foundational grounding moments of falling into this. You also love travel, you love small business. When did that passion for entrepreneurship come up? Because you, like you said, you started a catering company with someone else. Obviously, that is part of that. That goes into that. When did you know business was something you wanted to be a part of, to know more about, and to involve yourself in?
I mean, that's such a big question. I'll just draw from my memories, but I mean, we all have a lot of passions, and we'll say in the creative world, but it's like you can work somewhere and you take a little nugget. I've always loved to work.
Mm.
So, and that is just Gen X. It doesn't mean I'm amazing. It's like, it's like we're just weird that way. We're wired that way.
Sure.
And so I've always enjoyed working more than being at home or playing. I wanted to go.
Right.
So even my very first job was at Burger King in Brownsburg. I lied. like who lets their kids lie? So I lied about my age so I could get a job there.
Yeah.
So rode my bike to Burger King, and I remember looking at a cost model book, and I was like, I'm in.
That is hilarious.
It was like the only thing I remember.
What is that, 14?
I hated talking into microphones.
Sure.
Because I'd be like, small fry. But it was sitting down like, really? This is like how a business works? So that was at 14. But I just have always enjoyed, well, let me back up. I found a passion in all the jobs I've had.
Sure.
How would I do it different? How
Okay.
would I do it different? I didn't know these phrasings. How would I make it more efficient? And so I guess today you would say go to school to be an engineer.
Sure.
And I would be an engineer with lower stress.
I don't know if it would be lower stress.
But the
different
happiness and joy that my job draws
Yeah.
in seeing people grow and seeing skill sets grow, it is from that sort of efficiency model. Like, let's do this and let's try this. I would say in a word, some of the unique value that I bring to the industry and in my partnerships in the city is definitely innovation.
Okay. That's so interesting because I feel like I was the same way at everywhere I worked. So my first job was McDonald's. I don't think I lied about my age, but they did make me do things that were not age appropriate for when I worked there, like run the fryer. Yeah, the fryer. And they're like, yeah, you can do it. It's fine. And I was like, okay. But most jobs, particularly in my adult professional career, I have felt like my mindset always kind of trends toward how does this job run more efficiently? How do we help make this happen? What are the systems? What are the processes we can put in place? It's like the way I always think about whatever job that I'm at. And I also kind of have this passion to, like, I just enjoy the work, but I think it's the satisfaction of what comes out of it. And I'm currently in this mode of like enjoying the process, which is enjoying the work part of it and not so much worry about that finished product part of it. And it sounds like you kind of came up with the love of the process.
Yeah, I love the process. Yeah.
Yeah.
So just real quick, I mean, it's just different for us, but like, doesn't it put you in a position always wondering nature versus nurture?
Yes.
How can we be so similar and we're like both born in Korea?
Right.
You know, and I'm not saying it's every Korean adoptee. It's not
Definitely
every Korean, but I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Like there has to be something there.
Well, I think part of it's growing up in Indiana. I think there's this Midwestern idea of like kind of maybe like the typical modern American family. And like part of that is this idea of like you go to work, you get a job, you get a career, and you do your thing. I think what's interesting about both of our journeys is how we are working within industries that you wouldn't normally think about growing up in the 70s, 80s, or 90s even. Like I think candy's creative, obviously. Like I would consider it a creative pursuit because it's not like your engineer, your doctor, your lawyer, even like your teacher or whatever it might be. It's something, or factory job. It's something outside of those things. I think that people don't necessarily think about. And yet, I won't say that I've made it work, but you have obviously made it work. And you've been doing it for a while. And I think that's one of the things that personally, when I go to different places, I notice is just the idea behind what does it mean to work or like following your family's footsteps, whatever their work might be. And we've both, it seems like, had a slightly non-traditional childhoods and whatnot. So I think that's part of it is just this, like that Midwestern sensibility of what work and family might be. I think it's all kind of intertwined.
I think you're being really kind to the Midwest.
Am I?
Yeah, because
in what way? I guess
because there's a lot of people that came out of 70s, 80s, 90s that really like bare minimum is good.
Sure.
It's fine.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, it's not an obsession, but I do like to make things look easy.
Sure. Well, when people see stuff on social media, that's what we talk about on the show all the time is like people see the finished product. They don't see the process of the work or the decades of work.
Maybe that's why we like the behind the scenes so much. You know,
well, because that's the authenticity part of it,
right.
Isn't it?
So, you just reminded me of something. Okay, we'll go forward, but it was, if I think of it, I'll just say it.
Go for it.
Well, it was something. So I remember learning this as a young mother, and it was brought up by a group of like a mentor type, like an older generation, right? And I think about this now, and this is why we have to be really kind to influencers if you're at a stage where you're feeling jealous and you don't know how to call it that. So if you're feeling an insecurity and you're looking at someone in a similar field or even not, and you're just scrolling, you know, which is kind of bad for us anyway, and they see someone and you put on this like recorder of like, must be nice and, you know, how long did that take? And they're only doing this so they look this certain way.
Mm-hmm.
What you don't realize is like, they might be capturing that, posting it, doing the video, audio, whatever it is, because that is like the only thing they got accomplished that day. Because it was a hard day because your new baby may have done something to your really expensive furniture, for example.
Yeah.
And so, but you're working on this side hustle, like just to get something posted even, probably took so much energy, could have taken so much energy. It's not always like we're trying to project how awesome we are.
Right.
We have to imagine like, what if that is like the bright light in their entire month?
Yeah.
And they got that posted. So, you know, it's just like having some compassion for ourselves and other people.
Yeah. 100%. Well, I think the compassion part is so important because...
By the way, that was self-talk.
No, for sure. It's all good because I think it's easy for us to not... Okay, so you brought up... You called it like jealousy, I guess, of some other people. And I feel like I felt that way for a long time when I started doing social media stuff or just like started to like try and grow whatever it was, the John T show, this show, and seeing other people who I felt like were doing less than me, but achieving more. And again, this is more of that process versus product idea of it. But I was talking to my sister about something along these lines, and she basically said she's like, I don't think it's jealousy that you're feeling, it's envy. It's like you're envying that position that they're in. And I think even whether or not it's jealousy or envy, whichever one it is, I think the hindrance for myself was that, again, it pulls me out of the process. And I'm so focused on what the thing is that I've created that I'm not, I don't enjoy creating it. And two, I am now always looking beyond the thing that I'm working on because I'm thinking about, okay, I'm already thinking about what's next as opposed to like, oh, okay, like stay in this moment, stay in this work.
Right.
And you talked about starting a candy company being 10 times harder than what you were doing before. What were some of those things that you like when you first realized that you noticed and you first realized, okay, this is not what I expected it to be when it came to starting this candy company?
I guess some things people wouldn't know. Is that, we're kind of going that direction.
And even just for yourself, like in those moments of beginning, like what made it what gave it the like 10x difficulty?
I did not realize, I really consider myself an expert now in scaling.
Okay.
So I get a lot of calls and meetings and advice wanting over how to scale something.
Sure.
And so I learned real fast, like we can all be amazing business owners of a product, of a CPG, consumer packaged good. But how far do you want to take it? How much do you want to make? Do you want to have employees?
Right.
Can you afford to stock up on ingredients, packaging, et cetera, lease, all that without the order yet? So how much do you start with? Basically tells you how you can scale. And some are like, I left being a doctor. I mean, I don't remember who it was, but someone has before.
Yeah.
They were like, no, I'm good. I don't think I actually want to do that anymore. Nice little nest egg. I think I want to try making this kind of sauce.
Sure.
And it is the process that they're learning. So I did not realize everything would be hard. I did not realize it's everything. It was physically hard. It was mentally hard. It was financially difficult. Now, when I give advice, it's not like this, by the way, Patrick.
Sure.
Never. I'm a beacon of hope and light and inspiration.
That's okay. We don't do hope on the show.
Great,
we only do.
great.
We keep it straight
So
negative.
if I'm talking to like one person or a group or a room, one time I had the opportunity to talk to 1,000 people.
Nice.
But if I'm doing anything like that, it really is read the room. What kind of little nice thing would be, what kind of inspiration can I offer that they'll leave feeling inspired?
Sure.
Because that's like the whole point why we're together.
Right.
So it's not for me to have this exact kind of conversation. Hey, everything's hard.
Right.
Better save $2 million to even get started. It's more like you figure out where they are. And I know they can do it because they left whatever they were doing to try it.
Right.
Like I believe in them. I don't even know who they are, but I believe in them and I know they can do it. It's just and they have all the information. This is the other thing. They think they're getting new information from me. They knew it. It was either like buried or it just needed like a little
You're kind of helping them rediscover it or uncover it. Yeah.
Yes. So they had most of what they need. Maybe I'm not giving myself enough credit, but they really had a lot of information. It's overwhelming starting a business. So if you are starting a business right now and we had a coffee or something, eat quickly. I assess, what are you making? How much is the price point? And then I'm asking myself, I don't ask them usually.
Yeah.
I already know their first year revenue. One person, $35,000 to $88,000. I just know it.
Sure.
If you're under $10, like that is just what it costs. And they may not know it, and that's okay. So I'll say, yeah, where are you getting your labels? Cool. Have you thought about putting ingredients with that thing? Don't waste your money on like lightning labels or whatever, even though they're cheap. Just go with Avery. It's just like those little tiny, and they were telling themselves like, can I get away with just this, I'm doing air quotes, just this little, like they're already diminishing what they're doing. But yes, it's good enough.
Yeah.
It's all good enough. And honestly, it makes a really good before and after story.
100%. Mm-hmm. Well, just like, I think that's where you should definitely give yourself more credit because you having put in all this work to get to the point you're at now, when you help somebody or have a coffee with someone, give them advice, you are already moving 3 steps ahead. If you can generally guess what that first year revenue or income might look like, you can then help them uncover the little things. You can affirm them in what it is that they're doing. Because I think that's another recurring thing on the show is like, who did you receive affirmation from as you were going through the process of starting your business or pursuing whatever passion? And I think for some people, they got affirmation all the way back when they were kids, to like continue to do this. Some people didn't get it until after they had already started it. And I think the big difference is, or maybe not the big difference, the similarities in those stories is that once you receive affirmation and then you can find kind of consistency in the affirmation, you can really start to see a big jump in growth in terms of whatever it is that you want to do.
Right. So early advice for other businesses is you really have to ask, why are you in business, and get real. Some it's like they're not driven by money. I mean, I kind of am, but they just aren't, And so it really is maybe childlike. I really just kind of like, if I could get on, a top 10 list of maybe they want to make 40 by 40, maybe whatever it is, that's in Indianapolis marker of success under 40 years old. Could be some in this room. So really, why do you want to go into business? And you don't need a business plan to do that. It's just be real. Like, I just want to be famous. Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
You really can share that process a lot.
Yeah.
And get really vulnerable, and you can have that. I do not want to be famous. I mean, maybe for other reasons, I don't know, maybe for certain things that I didn't realize I did so naturally, that was helpful. Okay, maybe that way. But it has not helped me financially grow the business. And when I keep mentioning finance, because I have employees.
Right. You have other people's whose livelihood is
every 2 weeks
tied into, the business.
So, I mean, that's that can be stressful. Thinking about like, I can't have the business without them. And I am pouring so much into having like this perfect or really good, healthy culture. And so, like we need the revenue to keep the whole thing going. And so I don't need like I see you everywhere. It's sweet. I love it.
Sure.
And I turn around and I tell people, but I share all the positive and only a couple negatives, because I want to keep them going in a really meaningful way. But some people really need that. I don't need that now because our expenses sometimes don't match where they need to be on the revenue side. And so every now and then, and it's a little projection, it's just kind of like, okay, we'll just show up at the store. Thanks.
Yeah.
So a lot of my marketing efforts now go like, let's get people into the store.
Sure.
Let's get people to do the one corporate order.
Right.
Maybe two. Let's get people to talk about it. But talking about it and supporting it financially is different. And so I love hearing that I see you everywhere. It's sometimes, and people who have product-based businesses understand this, but it's like literally because we're trying to attack you from so many different angles.
Sure.
Do any of these resonate?
Right. It all resonates. And I think what especially, because one, I think I love the idea of like, you got to know your why and just be real about it. And if you want to, if like fame is something that you're interested in, okay, that's great. But just be open about it. Don't hide it. And I like that, from your perspective, that was never on the table because your why was always tied to like some of these memories that you had. And then also to the business aspect of it. That has nothing necessarily to do with the fame portion of it or where you're seen at or where you're invited to. Those things just come naturally. Like because of the work you've put in, like you get opportunities to go be seen, but you're not actively seeking those things
Well,
out.
your why can change.
Sure, 100%.
Because, I was in my 30s when I started, and this year I'm 50. And so, like, and I love that. Like, I love that it took time. I love that there's the wisdom. It's not supposed to, right? You know that phrase.
Yeah.
Like, if this were easy, everybody would be doing
100%.
it. So, your why can change. And then also, I'll think of it here in a second. I'll just interrupt you.
No, you're good.
Yeah.
Now I'm forgetting what I was going to say, but the other part that I resonated with was something at the end there. I don't remember.
This is fun.
Great. This is great. No, I feel like this has also been happening the last few weeks where I'm just like, where was I going with this conversation next? That is definitely probably part of it.
You now have to put something ahead of you.
It's all fine. Okay, so I guess one of the questions I did want to ask is like, you are in this position now to give advice and to like be the mentor, be a leader in a sense for new entrepreneurs who are wanting to do this. Who helped you learn all of these things that you could then implement as you did the catering, as you moved to Newfangled? Where did you learn all of these things?
So the affirmation, let's do that, and then I'll go into the who. I remember what I was going to say. Part of my dedication to move forward at scale was honestly, it was the people who were early, I'll call them fans, early supporters, love the candy, love the name. They were part of the success. When they would see us on TV, and I'm sorry, it's always a corporate we and us, but when they would see me on TV, they were like, I remember when she used to make this in that cottage home at Northern Park. I remember when it was only in a box, hand-stamped, stickered, this thing was cut out, glue dot. Like, they just remember all of that. So to see us grow over the years, they were part of that story. So they are absolutely part of the affirmation. I think these days and times, how hard it is for small business and products, especially food-based businesses, I really feel okay. I feel okay if the company chose a different direction or was not anymore. This is probably breaking hearts across the airwaves or whatever, because I want to say, like, we did it. Yeah. We did it. And so anywhere I show up, the product shows up, they were all part of that. And then in terms of like, who did I look for throughout? I mean, at first I didn't. I was just, it's just part of my faith believing, like I just show up and do the work without expectation.
Sure. Well, and that's
another
different part of it.
I just really without expectation. I linger in bed because I really should get up and get started. But I know I started the business when I was already a mother of, I think, an 8 and a 5-year-old.
Okay.
So I knew the second I get out of bed, it's full speed
it's on,
all day.
Yeah.
And I'm a morning person. I'm a morning person. So if you need business advice, call me 7 a.m.
7
Don't call
a.m.
me at 3 p.m. And so part of my motivation and who did I look to? I'm myself.
Yeah.
And so my faith, huge part. And that just not having any expectation of it.
Yeah.
Doors will open. It is so difficult when you were just waiting and working so hard on a certain door to open, even in your business too. By the way,
Yeah.
you are an entrepreneur.
Thank
You're
you.
taking so many risks and trying different things. And just side note,
Thank you.
And so it's really entrepreneurs, we recognize each other completely. And so, but no expectation moving in it. I could only learn that when a number of doors that were closed, like loud and hard and fast. Nope.
Yeah.
Too new.
Hard nose.
Too different.
Yeah.
Don't love it. Was this made of gold? Why is it so expensive? So I was like, oh, okay. I got it. All right. And then there was like a chain store that wanted it in all of them. And I was told no. And then I persisted, which is, also a thing. Didn't put my definition of myself wasn't in whether I got this deal or not. Didn't get the deal. A lot of people have heard this story. Turns out they don't pay people. And I also signed this big, long contract that I would buy back candy I didn't sell.
Interesting.
I mean, 50 pages.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
And so they took it in 9 stores, and I bought all of that expired candy back. So literally, I paid them to carry it. Can you even imagine if I got into all 1,230 stores? You can look it up. But so I guess like that kind of lesson was super hard, but it gave me the courage to take more risk.
Sure.
And listen to the no's. Listen, I don't have to.
Yeah.
I felt like I needed to fight for that acceptance in the beginning.
Right. Well, because you care about what people think about you and you feedback. You want the feedback.
Yeah. But the more rejection I received, part of it was like, it depends. Some of it, if it's like really small, I'm just like, oh no, I'm going to turn that frown around.
Sure.
And so that's kind of like how I operate. But if it's a really big, I did everything I could and it is a no, I'm just like, cool, it's okay. I'm being protected from that door opening and just accept it.
Yeah. It's the live and learn aspect of it, especially with a big no, because I think some people can be crushed by a big no and it can really hinder the progress they're trying to make. And for you, it's like, okay, I'm going to work the small people, but if for whatever reason doesn't happen in the other direction, that's okay. I'll go back to the table, go back to the drawing board because you enjoy the process. Again, I think the title, not the title of this episode, but part of the episode description will be about enjoying the process of what you do. And I think another thing that this makes me think of is what you said you bring to the table. And so it's funny because this is one of the questions that I was going to ask you, was about like your role and the space you take up in the entrepreneurship small business community here in Indianapolis. Like I literally wrote, what do you bring to the table that others might not? And you talk about innovation. And I think your journey speaks to that because you've had to innovate. You had to fight the stressors and the difficulties of starting a business that was 10 times harder than you could have imagined it being. And you're still standing here doing this work. What about innovation do you find yourself like leaning into and leading other people to that sets you apart from other people who operate?
I
in this
really
community?
care about trends.
Okay.
I really do. And so on a large scale, I'm involved in my association, which is the National Confectioners Association. So they're a great guide in how a small business can grow, an emerging company can grow. And you'll have to repeat it in a second again. I watch what the big companies are doing.
Okay.
And a small business, by the way, in my industry is still like 20 million and below is a small business. And so I watch what mid and large size businesses are doing, what awards are being given out. Zero envy. because
Sure.
I see what it takes. I'm like, good for you.
Keep that award.
Yeah, you keep it. But I see what's going on. So, for example, if you notice, like shrinkflation as a consumer, you feel had. As a manufacturer, I'm like, cool. So it's like more per ounce, smaller
Sure.
package. We've marketed in our industry as like permissibility to like enjoy the treats, a smaller package. It's more gourmet. So that's a trend.
Yeah.
It's probably going to stay. But like the larger companies, they are tasked to go one way or another. Either go smaller, gourmet, permissible to have this treat. Let's not go crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Or mega. You see what happened with
Yeah.
M&Ms all of a sudden?
Yeah.
About 2 summers ago, it just suddenly was like, why am I looking at these giant pouches? You know?
The Ziploc.
Once you buy it,
yeah.
it's up to you. Like, we're not saying it's one serving. What you do is up to you.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's marketed as share with everyone.
Right.
Candy route, again. I don't remember the original question.
No, it's basically
the unique.
Yeah. Like, what do you like? Yeah, what part of innovation like do you focus on that sets you apart? And I think that absolutely answers it and leads into this next part of the question, which is you don't only just speak to confectioners and other candiers. I don't know if that's the term, but I'm using it. You speak to all types of people who work in small business, who are entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
How does that translate to like the way you look at trends in innovation in confectionery, how does that translate to other, like the advice you give to small business owners and entrepreneurs who work in completely different industries?
Product food businesses is like, I could talk forever.
Sure.
Entrepreneurs lose time together, that kind of thing. But I mean, if you have a service, say you're, I'm thinking a couple people in nonprofit. If you have a service, for example, it's like, okay, know your audience. What is your passion? Try to maybe narrow down what you offer. I mean, I don't even know. Like sometimes I even ask myself, like, why? Why do you have to, get involved? But people see that passion I have for other people's businesses to grow. Mm-hmm. Service, product, or nonprofit. I feel like we all fall into those sometimes with crossover. Yeah. And so I think people see that passion. How do I apply it to them? I don't even know. I don't even know like the actual how I do. It's just a ride. Sure. So it is definitely the process. So I ask a few qualifying. I think you could do it. Like, and not even as a candy maker. We are curious people. You and I are like super curious people. So we ask, we want to know more about their industry. Right. And it's very, it's not just like an empath, but it's like, what would we do in their shoes? What would I do? And back to efficiency. Because of the experience over time, it's just, okay, well, I don't need every color, every flavor. Yeah. You know, I love the owners of Just Pop In. We have a great relationship, and we help both companies. We help each other. And I remember having a conversation one time with them where I said, guys, I just love what you offer. I love the vibrant colors. Popcorn's like one of my favorite snacks. And the flavors, the packaging, how you can create different marketing campaigns with a sticker, just like everything about their business, I love. Yeah. And I don't remember how they said it, but they helped me see my company in a different way. They said, I love that you have one product. Your goal is to sell millions of them. And that's it. Yeah. You know, it was like they helped me see how I started so simple on purpose. Sure. It's all I could do. So when I look at other industries, I have this friend I'm thinking of specifically who helps a lot in the nonprofit space. Mm-hmm. And I need her to charge what she is worth for her experience as a speaker. Mm. And to me, bing, business. Yeah. And I'll start light with her, you know, because she's in a, what's that mentality? Like a poverty mentality
Scarcity.
is what scarcity. Thank you. Scarcity. No, I don't want to ask it because then like, do I deserve? Oh my word.
Right. Yeah.
You are the only one with that experience. It's so crazy unique. So I only get on her like when I feel like she can handle it, but the rest of it is encouragement.
Yeah.
Hey, have you considered? You can bring this other person in. So I think it's like just really having a lot. It's more than compassion, but it's having a lot of like kid gloves in helping someone find where they're headed. And then it's just assignments. It's not like it's a lot of rhetorical, but like, I don't actually need the answer.
Right.
You're not answering it for me unless you're wanting next level advice.
Yeah.
But it's more like, have you considered, or I task you with this, or just
to get
like
their minds thinking about it.
Homework.
And
Because it's just a different person who's achieved it in a different way.
Yeah. And it's just like they are not supposed to achieve it in the Carrie way. They're supposed to achieve it in their own way.
Yeah.
Like in whatever that looks like. And it looks different for everybody. And it goes back to the affirmation part of it. Like you're affirming this person and she's like, oh, okay, maybe I can charge for that. And I think that aspect of it goes to a lot of like this identity aspect of it. And like, not feeling, not only is the thing that we do not worth it, but we as the individual person doing the thing are not worth it for whatever reason.
Yeah, I had a job. So part of my foundation in hospitality and tourism, well, one, I have a degree in it, but is that I had a job at an airline that was based out of Indianapolis. I had 3 different jobs there because they were really big on just leveling up, just apply for something else. And But one of the jobs was a developer of an employee recognition program. You would never know. It is so hard for people to recognize coworkers without getting hate mail. I got so much hate email. Did you even know? She won this. He won that. This is what he does, And it's like, wow, I had no idea. But here's what I learned as an employer that's really important. What motivates someone?
Sure.
So you're the founder of your company, service, product, nonprofit. Well, to scale, you have to have other people come alongside. And you want them to believe in your passions. You want to be someone like kind and have a reputation to work with.
Right.
And so what I learned working at the airline in that specific job, people are motivated differently. Money, time off. When I say benefits, I don't mean medical. Money, time, title. Just try to loosely find out what that is.
Yeah.
And then it may shift over the years what motivates them. And I really think that makes me a unique employer. I've had people like really not like me that have worked for me. And they're going through something different. It's like maybe they didn't like that they had to work for money. Maybe they wanted to be an artistic person, but they had to do the same stinking thing over and over, which, by the way, I tell everyone the monotony of the job before they apply. It's not my fault. Like, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I try to find out these motivators early. And I lightly recommend to other business owners to find out the drivers. And so, that was kind of what I meant by like other jobs. You get a little nugget and it moves on. You can apply it to your existing career, to your future careers.
Yeah.
But people are motivated much different. This is like sort of related, unrelated. It's, that's your theme, the conversation that we need to have.
Yeah.
I had this like thought the other day, watching Reels, TikToks to stay relevant, is it's really made right now for the employee. Do you know what I mean?
Sure.
I don't want snacks. Show me the money. Okay, well, bad on you, company, for not knowing that Patrick is driven by financial success because he knows what he needs to make for his family to live, plus the way he wants to live. And that's why he wants to give his best to work for you. Easy. Yep. I should go to HR.
You should be in HR.
Like, that's simple. Yeah. And you're the one company that's getting the talent. Well, the way social media, it's all for the employee because it's like, oh, shoot, I'm the employer. I do provide snacks. I know they don't mean me.
Yeah.
They don't mean small business. They don't mean me. But it's hard to watch that and think like corporate employees, the way they're speaking, new generations, Gen Z. I have 2 Gen Zers, Gen Z, early millennials, sorry. Like they're drivers. It's hard for me to see that and then just think, wait, that like I'm doing those things as an employer. And is it looking bad? Is it feeling bad?
Sure.
So that's what I also mean by saying relevant, looking at trends, not just flavors, packaging, pack size, but like literally how can you improve upon all parts of the process, including your team members, including how to treat them and where did they come from? What is their background? And I'm not going to, they're current employees, so I'm not going to say any real specific, totally different backgrounds. And they want totally different things.
Sure.
But they know who I am.
Yeah.
Like they know my general foundation is going to be appreciation, the love language of, words of affirmation.
Yeah. So they both work for you and they both know that it's work.
Yeah.
Like they can make it work.
Right.
So I appreciate you sharing that. I do think that's something we don't talk about very often is this motivation and understanding people's motivations because it comes back to that compassion and empathy and being able to like meet a person where they're at and understand, okay, if this is not going to work out, then we're not going to force the fit. We're going to figure out what fits.
Right.
And I think that's really important. I appreciate you bringing that up. We talked a little bit about, recently you've been embracing your Koreanness a little bit more.
Yeah.
How has that journey with identity changed your motivations at all in what you're doing with confectionery or what you want to do as a small business owner and entrepreneur?
Sure. I've learned to embrace it because, again, we could do another 5 hours just on that journey. I grew up in a white family. And so to survive was to be white.
Sure.
It's like all my family, my friends, my schools, all of it. And so the older you get and the less you care about what people think of you, that I have embraced it. I wonder if it's because like I'm working through it right this second. I wonder if it's because I have children who are now almost adults. That I've stopped like pouring everything every second into, like I'm just shepherding them to be successful adults, contributing. And then now I can just like be with them, and
as they succeed or move towards success.
Right. Or not, you know what I mean?
Sure.
I just be there for them. And so that gives me a second to reflect on identity. It's like a constant identity.
Yes.
So now in today's identity chapter, it's more about, I can sit with this.
Yeah.
And I realize you haven't, it's just like, I just admire you so much. You're like the new gen. You really are the new generation of wishing I had done it a little different. But this is what it is.
Yeah.
So for me today, stepping into more Koreanness is understanding first, just I'm Korean. I'm South Korean.
Yep.
And then seeing the culture around me, embracing other Korean men and Korean women, Korean children, the food's always been part of my heart. We can talk, later about what that was like. And so having time to focus on myself, because business is up and running, children are up and driving, you are kind of like, okay, well, what's this about? What's this like? And a lot of it was like just mini traumatic feelings around every milestone. That's what I meant about like things you're going through.
Yeah.
Not just put words in your mouth, but it's totally understandable. Graduating high school, moving out, going to college, buying a house, getting married, or having a long-term relationship, those break up.
Yeah.
Holy moly. Talk broken heart.
Yeah.
Abandonment issues, having children, your very first biological family members. Like that's nuts, right? Things that people don't think about unless they're in this conversation.
100%.
They will now. They'll think about it now.
I hope so.
And so that's the embracing. Now I'm like, okay, we've gone through death. I've gone through basically all those now.
Yeah.
And so I'm stepping into it. I love it.
I love it.
I don't need the identity around who am I through candy, through the industry, through being a mom, through a wife, as a believer in Christ. Like it's all like we're sitting in it. This is how I was made.
Yeah.
And these are things I'm supposed to be doing in life. These are lives I'm supposed to be touching. This is us sitting together is the way we're supposed to be spending, our Friday or, whatever day you do this.
Yeah. What is today? Today is Friday.
Yeah, it is. It is, Patrick. I didn't know how much you're supposed to out here.
No, it's all good.
But I just love it. I just love it. I love that I went to that, the Con. I love that I went to that Korean Adopted Network event. And I don't know why I carry this like a badge. I did not know anyone. I drove by myself. I did not know a single person. And then it hasn't even started. The first night I go to this picnic and it's like 1,000,000 degrees outside.
It was very hot.
I drove. So I just drove myself. And I stand in line and you're like the first person I see. Like,
it's wild.
Crazy.
Life is
wonderful.
Wild. Wonderful, wild. The timing of everything is something I talk about a lot, something I think about and reflect on a lot. And it was meant to be. We were meant to be in those moments and meant to be now here, almost a year later, having this conversation. And I appreciate you sharing that about identity. I think it's so important for people to hear because I think for a lot of us pre-2000s, like we were taught to put that to the side. Like it didn't matter.
No.
Like, or it wasn't supposed to matter.
Because
and like for adoptees, it's about assimilation. So
it would be so heavy. Now we know.
Yeah.
It would have been heavy lifting on our parents.
Yeah. Well, and then like if you grow up in Indiana, like you're in Indianapolis, like slightly, potentially more connection, even though it was still growing at that time. Where I grew up, there was no connection, and the access was at least an hour and a half away. And we're most likely not going to be driving to go to those places, flying to go to those places. So it's like if I express disinterest in it, then my parents who have been taught that assimilation is the key to my survival and success, then the only thing they're gonna think is, okay, then why would we ever do Asian stuff? Like, let's just keep them over here in our white centered bubble, and then that'll be fine because they're telling us it'll be fine. And so our parents couldn't do the heavy lifting because they were told not to. And like we're now making up all of that ground in conversations like this and the stuff we do in the group. They're all different ways for us to try and make up for it. But it changed, like it makes things different and it can change the trajectory of what we're doing in our lives. Like for me at 30, like my life was going this way and now it's going this way because of it. Who's to say, like, as you go down this journey, even though you're in a different place than me, like what could happen with Newfangled and like how it could expand, how it could grow differently, how it could grow outwards in another way. Who knows? Know? But just because of like an identity reclamation or reclaiming of, can possibly send us, in a different way. So
the industry is actually, it's pretty Caucasian, male, older led. That I am already seeing, people of color, women, younger, a lot of 5th gen, 6th gen. Oh, it's wild. 4th and 5th gen candy companies. Like when we have conversations, they'll even look to me because who is still a candy maker?
Sure.
Is that wild?
Yeah.
So that's coming up and it'll be in Indianapolis, this trade show. And like, it's like, I know it. It's like the weird secretive competition I have with myself. Like not make it look easy, but like, you shouldn't look like you're like sweating all the time. Maybe that's a Korean thing too. But it's like I talk to them and I'm not expecting them to ask these questions about, just being in awe of the process because they're thinking like the great aunt or uncle told them to do, so they're just like going through, and I look around and I'm thinking, that's right. There aren't a lot of businesses that are founded and owned by a candy maker in the industry. Yeah.
Very interesting. Well, I like that you're there and a part of it to be able to help folks along as they grow. I think that's something we lose too is people run up against a barrier or put into a situation that they can't get themselves out of for whatever reason and they leave said industry or whatever, and then we lose, that knowledge, that wisdom, that potential affirmation that we could have, not only for them, but for us from them as we're trying to grow. And it just makes our community more whole when we have folks like yourself who can operate in industries, who have in different ways, and can be there as that shoulder, that piece of advice.
Yeah.
I've really appreciated this conversation. And
Me
like you said
too.
before, we probably could
It's
talk
great.
about this for 5 hours. But in respect of your time, I've got just a few more questions. And it leads us into a brand new segment that we have on the show called Give Them Their Flowers, sponsored by Frida's Flowers, where guests take a moment to give someone or something their well-deserved flowers. So, Carrie, who would you like to give their flowers to today?
Oh, my word. Give an inch, take a mile. I'd like 6 people to. But let me just do one that I'm thinking about right now. I'm going to make it's another product-based business owned by an Asian, Raji from Aha Chai.
Okay.
We had a meeting recently, and she makes chai concentrates, and she would like to break into wholesale more.
Okay.
So this is so hyper-specific. But in the Indianapolis market, she's doing exactly what I did in the early 2-3 years, and we need to accelerate her. We need to accelerate her business because she has a fantastic product, minimum 5 to 10 different chai, so specific. And it's part of her culture. She's so good. It's a commercial kitchen. And I'd love for as many wholesalers that carry coffee shops, they will blow through it more than a grocery. So yeah, as many coffee, tea, food service places that can buy her 1/2-gallon, 1-gallon jugs to, I want her to have all the flowers possible.
I love it. Raji of Aha Chai.
That's right.
All right, you heard it here. Raji, Aha Chai, go buy it. If you're a wholesaler, buy it. If you're a coffee shop, stock it because you will sell out of it. I love it. Raji, here are your flowers straight from Carrie, straight from Frida's. Shout out to Madeline McKinnon for sponsoring this segment and for helping us be able to give these flowers out. Frida's Flowers, providing bold, powerful floral experiences that are sure to make a mark on your spirit. Shout out to Madeline. Love Madeline. All right, 2 more questions for you before we let you go. You've given and dropped and shared a lot of knowledge and wisdom in just this short conversation that is going to be clipped into eternity by my main man, Mike, over here. But as we get ready to exit this conversation, I was wondering if you could share just one more piece of advice for any young confectionists out there or anybody who is just looking to start entering into the small business entrepreneurship world.
Let's do confectionery because otherwise there's a lot of advice out there. I mean,
Sure.
Everyone, believe in yourself, of course. If you don't believe in yourself, no one's going to believe in you. But for confectionery, and there are not a lot of us, not in the Indiana area, is, or you know what? Confectionery and baking.
Okay.
How about that?
Yeah.
Tons of bakers. Just fail so hard, fail, get up, do it again. You're trying one recipe, candy is so hard. Just, okay, maybe by the 20th try, maybe we should look at what's going wrong. But just do it. Do not put all of your worth and value and expectations on one try. Just get out there and expect to need to do it over and over and over. That will be your start because all that experience and all those failures, you're like, come on, I know what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And candy, it's like humidity and ingredients and measurements and times and temperatures and processing. That's one recipe. So not discouraging, but candy makers know what I'm talking about. Bakers know what I'm talking about. So
you got to try and try again. Don't be afraid of failure. But if you fail 30 times in a row, maybe take a look.
Expect it. I mean, expect the failure so you can get up and do it again.
Yeah. Previous guest on the show, Greg Buck, said something similar. He says, you're going to fail, and it's like, are you going to learn from the failure or is that going to be the barrier to keep you from continuing on? And if we can get beyond that mental barrier of like, oh, I failed, I'm a failure, to being like, oh, I failed. What did I learn from this experience? How can I do it better the next time? I think it's wonderful advice. So thank you for that.
Sure.
Last question. What is next for you and for Newfangled? And how do we follow you? How do we support you? How do we stay involved and in touch going forward?
First of all, thank you for, we're not eating hot wings.
I would have
been out.
I've done it twice, so like it's a fun time.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I do know. So specifically, we really appreciate support to our business. Really specifically, the businesses that can give us year-round business, if this is what we're talking about, right?
Yeah, however we can do it best.
Industries, organizations, companies that can give us, that would like our high-quality product year-round. This is work anniversaries, birthdays, new hires. We have found that this has been a really good model for us because, of course, people think about us and the candy and chocolate holidays. That is less than half the year.
Sure.
And we find some real rock star candy makers and production people in the holiday, and we can't keep them throughout the year. And March, June, April, I mean, these are really tough months for us. And so, yeah, we're out there innovating and doing other creative things, and we want it to look having and easy. And some of it is just out of passion.
Yeah.
Some of it's really, really fun. I love so much what I do. But having some kind of, we all know projections, right? So having some kind of reliable bread and butter projection partnership with organizations, our average cost is such a small thing for what the impact that it could have on the people that they're giving it to.
Sure.
That is something that we would really appreciate. Obviously, come to the store. High five everyone on our team.
High five all of the team members in each of the stores in bougie Keystone Mall area and downtown on Mass Ave. And then businesses, organizations, whoever you are out there, you have budgets and you're like, how do we spice up the things that we're doing? Hit up Carrie, have a conversation and see how you can work together. I love it. We can support you that way.
Yeah, thank you.
We're going to make it happen. Thank you for giving us your time, for giving me a little bit more than an hour to sit down and have this conversation. I love talking to you.
That's special. Are we ready to start a business together?
Maybe. We might have to talk about it off mic. But yes, it's been an absolute pleasure, privilege, and an honor to be here with you today.
Same. Thanks.
Absolutely. Thank you. For everybody else, episodes drop every Tuesday on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts. Go to conversationpeacepod.com to catch up on every episode in the archives, as well as check out some other cool stuff. We got some really cool things coming up here in May and in June that I'm really excited about to share with y'all. And if you want to follow us on Instagram, you can do so at conversationpodpeace. That would be great. And lastly, if you could leave us a rating or review wherever you're listening or watching this at, that would be great as well. Always appreciated. Let people know why you enjoy the show and why they should be listening. Again, lots of really cool stuff coming up and coming down the pipe. But until then, I've been the titular Patrick, and this has been Conversation Piece. See y'all soon.